Breaking news! Things are heating up behind the scenes with the Denver Broncos, and with the 2025 draft just around the corner, the excitement is building. But in the last few hours, we've received a surprising update that's got everyone thinking, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way. We need to dive into this, especially the future of the running back position, which has sparked a lot of debate among fans. I'll fill you in on everything, but before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button if you agree that Bo Nix should be the Broncos' official QB for next season. You can also drop a comment like this: Bo Nix should stay with the Broncos. Now, let's get into the running back situation. Coach Sean Payton and GM George Paton recently made some eye-opening comments that have left many fans wondering what the team's draft plans might be. Payton has made it clear that he doesn't plan to stick with the traditional lead-back system. This philosophy has been a hallmark of his career, but given the Broncos' struggles in the running game, it's raising some eyebrows. After 2 seasons without a single 100-yard rushing game, this shift in strategy is definitely sparking some serious discussion. This running back struggle has been around for longer than fans would like to admit. Since the 1990s, in fact, when the game looked a lot different and the Broncos weren't exactly known for their powerful running game. For a team that once boasted legends like Terrell Davis, it's tough for fans and analysts to watch this drought continue. What makes it even more interesting is the timing of Coach Payton's recent comments, just as the NFL draft is right around the corner. A lot of fans and some big names in the community have been pushing for the Broncos to target Ashton Jeanty, a standout running back from Boise State. Jeanty has caught everyone's attention with his explosive play and his ability to change a team's rushing attack. Being so close to Denver only makes him seem like an even better fit. But Payton's words have made many wonder if those hopes will be dashed. It seems he's not keen on using a first-round pick on a traditional workhorse running back, something he's made clear by distancing himself from the term bell cow. To understand where Payton's coming from, we have to look at his history. During his time in New Orleans, he often went with a committee approach, never relying too heavily on one back. Alvin Kamara, one of his top players, never even cracked the top 5 in carries during any season. Instead of focusing on one lead back, Payton has always built systems around versatility and depth, with each running back playing a specific role. While this approach has worked well in the past, some critics argue that Denver's current running back group just doesn't have the talent to make it work. Javonte Williams, the team's top rusher, only managed 513 yards this season, a clear sign of the ongoing issue. The real question now is whether the Broncos can afford to pass on a talent like Ashton Jeanty, especially when they desperately need a reliable running game. Supporters of drafting Jeanty believe that the 20th overall pick should go to a player who can make an instant impact, and Jeanty fits that description perfectly. However, Payton's philosophy might lead the team in a different direction, with other areas of need in play. One potential target is tight end, where prospects like Tyler Warren are gaining attention. Warren, a versatile tight end with a strong football IQ, has been praised for his ability to find soft spots in zone coverage and create mismatches. With 88 receptions and over 1,000 yards in college, his skills as a pass catcher are clear. Standing at 6 feet 6 inches and 260 pounds, he's also a solid blocker, though some say his run blocking still has room for improvement. If the Broncos decide to go this route, it would help address a glaring need at tight end after a disappointing season from their current group, led by Adam Troutman, who finished with just 188 yards. The debate over whether to prioritize Jeanty or Warren raises a bigger question about the future of the team. Should the Broncos focus on rebuilding their once dominant running game, or should they invest in a player who can bring more flexibility to the passing attack? Payton's recent comments seem to suggest he's leaning toward the latter, but his history of playing his cards close to his chest during draft season adds a layer of mystery. Some believe his statements might even be a strategy to throw other teams off the scent of Jeanty, making it easier for the Broncos to grab him without having to trade up. For fans, this uncertainty is a mix of frustrating and exciting. The Broncos are at a crossroads, and the decisions they make in the draft could define the future of the team. Whether they go with Jeanty, Warren, or another prospect, the pressure is on Payton and Payton to make choices that will prove their vision for the team. So, Broncos country, what do you think? Should Denver break from Payton's usual strategy and go all in on a player like Jeanty to spark the running game? Or does Warren's versatility make him the smarter pick for a team adjusting to the modern NFL? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. As the 2024 NFL Draft approaches, the stakes have never been higher for the Denver Broncos. With fans divided and speculation everywhere, it's clear that the choices made in the next few weeks will set the tone for the Sean Payton era. Both sides of the argument have their merits, but there's more to consider when we look at the bigger picture. Sean Payton's offensive system has always thrived on unpredictability and flexibility. His preference for a running back by committee likely comes from the belief that it's a more sustainable approach over the course of a long NFL season. By sharing the workload, the team avoids relying too heavily on one player, which reduces the risk of injury. This strategy worked well in New Orleans, where Payton's offenses were consistently among the league's best. But the question is, can that same approach work with the Broncos' current roster? Denver's offensive line has struggled to create consistent running lanes, and the fact that they haven't had a 100-yard rusher in 2 seasons highlights some serious issues. Critics argue that a dynamic running back like Ashton Jeanty could help solve these problems by creating plays on his own, even when the blocking isn't perfect. Jeanty's ability to break tackles and hit the open field could be just what the Broncos need to get their ground game back on track. On the other hand, there's also the case for Tyler Warren. In today's NFL, tight ends who can be threats both as blockers and pass catchers are highly valuable. Tyler Warren fits the modern mold of a tight end perfectly, with his ability to read defenses and exploit mismatches making him an intriguing option. Adding him could instantly improve a position that's been a weak spot for years. In a league that's increasingly relying on tight ends to stretch the field and act as safety nets for quarterbacks, Warren could be the versatile playmaker Sean Payton is looking for. But here's the important takeaway. The draft isn't just about filling needs, it's about finding value. When you pick a player with the 20th overall selection, you're expecting that player to make a real impact right away. Both Jeanty and Warren have the potential to do that, but the decision comes down to which player fits best with the Broncos' long-term vision. Do they focus on creating a powerful ground game to balance out the offense, or do they take a tight end who can completely change the way they attack defenses? Then there's the possibility that Payton is playing a game of misdirection. His track record of throwing off other teams before the draft is something to consider. Just last year, he admitted to feeding false information to confuse other teams and protect his plans. Could his comments about not needing a lead back be another smokescreen? If that's the case, the Broncos may still be targeting Jeanty, and Payton is just trying to throw off teams ahead of them in the draft order. On the other hand, what if this is a real shift in Payton's philosophy? The NFL has been trending away from valuing running backs as much in recent drafts, with teams focusing more on positions like edge rusher, cornerback, and offensive tackle. It's a tough truth that running backs, no matter how talented, tend to have shorter careers and are often seen as replaceable. If Payton is following this trend, then Jeanty's chances of landing in Denver might be slimmer than fans are hoping for. For now, Broncos country is left to wonder. Every draft season brings its share of surprises, and this year looks like it will be no different. Whether it's Jeanty, Warren, or an unexpected choice, the decision will speak volumes about Payton's vision for the future of the team. Will he stick to his proven approach of versatility and depth, or will he make a bold move to revive the Broncos' legendary running back tradition? One thing is clear. This draft is a crucial moment for Denver. After years of disappointment, the team is desperate for a change. Payton and GM George Paton have the responsibility to make decisions that will restore hope to the fan base and bring the Broncos back to their former glory. So, Broncos fans, it's your turn to weigh in. Who do you think is the right pick for Denver? Is Ashton Jeanty the star running back who can lead this team to greatness? Or is Tyler Warren the missing piece to unlock Payton's offensive vision? Or maybe you have another player in mind who could surprise us all. Share your thoughts in the comments and let the debate begin. Together, we'll find out if this draft could be the turning point Broncos country has been waiting for. Go Broncos!